That hat looks good on you.
These hats look really good. Hey, they look better than the hats we saw at the Ryder Cup, so I think we should talk about it. What an intro. In five, four, three.
Tricks, you know what I'm talking about? That lettuce, huh? That lettuce. Gotta get it. Gotta get it. That lettuce, huh? That lettuce, huh? Focused all on the check. Yeah. All I want is lettuce. Yeah, just give me the lettuce. Yeah, just give me the lettuce.
Let us heads, we are back with another edition of Please Let Us Golf, the podcast. And tonight, yes, tonight, because we're coming live right at the conclusion of the 2025 Ryder Cup at Bethpage. You got Goldie, you got Jewel coming live from Athens. Jewel, how are we doing tonight?
I'm feeling a bit of nothingness. I had a rough day yesterday, rough evening. I'm tired. I'm worn down.
Well, what was so rough
And,
about yesterday? Anything
well,
significant happen in Athens?
we had a birthday party for our 2-year-old. We went tailgating. We got home. We watched the Georgia game, a complete meltdown in a lot of different ways. And on top of that, I wasn't even excited to go into today. It's the
Oh.
Ryder Cup, man. It's once every 2 years, and we're sitting on a dud.
Yeah, I mean, so let's not bury the lead. So obviously, Europe beats the United States 15-13. Uh, Going into viewing today, you were texting last night. You were like, "Are we still doing this podcast? Like, does anybody even care about it at this point? Are we watching?" That was your number one thing, right? You were like, "Are we even going to watch tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll probably go do some of my own golfing, watch, be messing around with the kids, have it on passively." But look, the boys came to play today. There was some Sunday drama, but it ruined our bit because this podcast was going to be called "Reactions to the Worst Ryder Cup of All Time." But now we have to just have a more boring title than that. But you know, I, we're going to do this differently today. I think this pod's going to be pretty tight. We're just got 8 9 topics, and we're going to run through them. But I want to start with my own little rant. And I just saw Rory's kind of freaking stealing my thunder. It's going viral. He had a clip about talking about the United States fans, and his whole premise was, I get that you don't like me. I get that you're going to boo me. Some stuff's going to happen, but like nobody was like cheering for Scotty today. It was just hating Rory. And I want to take that a layer deeper. Look, I know when they go to Europe, it's some of the same stuff, right? Like there's obviously a lot of FUs going around. There's a lot of it's not all just, oh, they're proper, they're just doing golf claps. They're probably not throwing beers at spouses. That's another topic. But the one thing that bothers me as an American, right, is this whole notion of, yeah, if you want to do a fuck you Rory chant. I'm a wrestling fan growing up, right? It's the heel mentality, and the crowd has, fuck you, blah blah. But you're almost like in on the bit, right? You're almost doing it in an endearing way, like you're almost grinning as the heel behind it because you're pulling that out of them. But it's supposed to be supported with, like, the reason you're there is you're actually rooting for the United States. So we all know Europe, they have these beautiful songs, and they got ole, 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 but then they just break out into this coordination. And it makes me wonder, like, we're supposed to be the United States of America, right? And we can't do anything in unison. It just has to be the one rogue guy and then the one, fuck you, the this. It's not creative. And I just go back to, like, can can we not just be a little better? Can we and again, it's not about being soft, it's not about not giving them hell, but I noticed that from day one. I was like, is anyone actually cheering for the United States? Okay, yes, JT makes a 40-footer and there's a pop from the crowd, but it's not like every tee box you're feeling that. It's like they're just there to be incendiary and negative, as opposed to like let's make the event a little more fun.
Yeah, I agree, man, and I think also there to get drunk. It felt like the waste management. It was pretty, sad. Europe, you're right, has these chants and songs, and we just yell, "Get in the hole," and we trash talk, the players' wives or their life.
Yeah, and
It's
Europe's a
insane.
continent. This is the thing Europe is a fucking continent of countries that have a lot of which have been at war with each other throughout history. I mean, you even have like Brexit in the UK, and I know that's political stuff. Probably going to get the pod flag now for that, but it's but then here in the United States, like we can't get our shit together. Like we can't do anything. Okay, we got USA, you I got it. But other than that, it's like all we got is like, fuck you, Shane, you're fat. You're like, okay. I mean, we were texting. I'm not gonna. We had some funny chants you could have probably done for Shane. That would have a little bit more creative. But I don't know, man. I'm just kind of I want to go in order of these topics, but I have some thoughts on like the future of the Ryder Cup. But so let's talk about the venue first. So I was not looking forward to Bethpage at all since they announced it, basically, like a decade ago. That's another issue. I have no clue why we're having to announce stuff so far in advance because like whatever perceived excited advantage you had as like a US Open venue is going to be so good for Team USA. Well, 5 years ago, or that whole calculus has changed with how Europe's team is developed. But just Bethpage in general, I don't want to just be negative, but not a good viewing experience. Nothing about Beth. So you either have catch 22, you either set it up like a US Open, which would be really, really bad for a Ryder Cup. Okay, so you cut down the rough, and this isn't their fault, but the greens were super, super, super soft. So these guys, hey, hit it as far as you can, miss the fairway. As long as you have less than an 8 iron, you can spin the ball backwards on every approach shot. So the course had no teeth. It's not overly interesting for match play. There's no vistas, there's no views. A couple of the holes are challenging, but for like not the right reasons to make match play interesting. I really just found even with the golf being lopsided the first 2 days, venues matter, and this venue to me just didn't do it.
It can definitely be a US Open course because they can push it back. They can grow the rough up, and they can get the greens pretty quick if it's not wet. But it was very uninteresting. And in fact, like it just made me not want to watch the golf all weekend. If it had been closed through Saturday, I would have been super excited about Sunday, regardless of where they were playing. It didn't matter if it was Sunset Country Club, but it was awful. It was a putting contest. You're right. You're 8 iron to wedge in, and nobody wants to watch a putting contest for the Ryder Cup. And I think it took a lot away. I feel like we're in these TPC style resort place instead of looking for character, and we need some character in these courses. And the one thing I thought of is the Ryder Cup feels like it's getting more interesting with social media leading up to it for at least the draft. Like, I think that needs to get built out a little bit better, but why can't we draft a golf course too? Like captain of the home country gets to pick it a year out. That's plenty of time to get a course prepared for fans. And that would be such a unique, cool experience.
Yeah, like a lot of it's bullshit because they announce it so far in advance, like they do with PGA championships and US Opens, because then they can like legally pass through dollars to these courses for any kind of construction or requirements they have, but it's all like just a dollar scam. But yeah, no, I agree. Like anything like that'd be cool. And even if you had to do it a cycle ahead, you just don't need to do it like 4 Ryder Cups in advance. Like I don't need to know that in 2030 whatever I'm going here. That at least not yet. But yeah, and another issue. Let's. Some people love Bethpage, but okay, replace the course in terms of the tests, the views, all that. It's not a good viewing experience. That it doesn't translate to TV well. And Whistling Straits had some of those problems too, objectively, because the action is harder since you have so much consolidated on Lake Michigan. You couldn't get a lot of fans down by the greens, but really you could in parts. But Bethpage is huge, right? It's a big ballpark, and you have large gaps between tees, and it doesn't really create. A lot of the European venues just create this constant buzz because of the nature of links. You're not parkland separated by trees. The acoustics are a little different, and you just get that murmur the whole time, and it kind of feels like people are on it. But it goes into like the corporate build out, man. Like I know this is just everyone's like, you're just gonna bitch the whole pod. I understand bills have to be paid. I understand corporate build outs are going to happen, but they're ruining PGA Tour events. and they're ruining basically they're ruining US Opens, and they're ruining anything that the PGA of America owns, which they own the PGA Championship and the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup, right? And it just sucks, man. Like it doesn't get your diehard fans, and you don't get people where you want them. You want them crowded at the tee box and crowded on the greens, but instead they're in these like grandstands around the greens. And it just, I don't know. I think it takes away from the in-person experience and the TV experience.
It's a bad look. Like, what happened to just being on the grounds?
I know.
Walking the entire 18, walking with a group instead of sitting there drinking cocktails, having conversation, and not really watching golf. That's what it feels like up there. It really does. I don't know, man. Maybe they need to get like a hovercraft for some of these things and like hover them over the greens and let these guys pay $1 million to sit there and drink Grey Goose and watch the golf.
Yeah, I mean, there's no going back, man. There's just so much demand for money in golf, like now the players got to get the stipend, and I understand the business and economics of that, but I still go back to like I should have started with this. The Ryder Cup's always been my top 1A golf event, as the Masters and the Ryder Cup, and I mean I love the Open Championship, but it just for me it's always been that 1A. But the Ryder Cup, man, I just it's definitely not on its way out, but we have something teed up maybe here in a little bit of like, does the event need a refresh? And before I get there, like I'll just say just like little things. Why are we still calling it foursomes and four ball? like
I just I had to explain this to like 7 people this weekend.
In people that golf, even. I mean, it's one thing to
Yeah.
explain it to my wife. Oh, don't we saved envelope gate or envelope, potato for the end. But man, my wife could not get over it about I was actually I was running an errand when they announced the envelope. She's texting me, screenshotting me. What the hell is going on with this envelope? I'm like, it's a terrible idea. We'll say
Hey,
that. But yeah,
good on Jenna.
oh,
She should be upset about it.
well, and she was even tracking the points as I was getting close to the end. She's like, "If this envelope matters," I was like, "You get them, girl. I appreciate it." But yeah, foursomes, four ball. Can we not just call it alt shot and best ball? It would be. I, Look, call it petty, but I think we're at a point now where we could just call it alternate shot, best ball, be done with it. But that does lead into what we were just talking about. Like, I'm all about history, but like, does the event need any kind of refreshing of format? I mean, I maybe 90% of people say no, but is Thursday, Friday being the exact same format? I don't think anybody, or I mean, Friday, Saturday being the same format. I mean, Sunday Signals is awesome. I don't think anyone advocates touching that, but I don't know. There's a couple nuclear things that I could see done that would be interesting to me.
I don't have anything nuclear. I think something small. I mean, reforming the verbiage used for this to help grow the game, kind of. And we talked about handicap system a couple months ago. Is all goes into that same bucket of conversation. It's like make it easier for people to understand, to help them get involved in the game or want to be a part of the game. It's too confusing. But I do think one simple change. I'd like to see uh, alt shot and, best ball reversed on Saturday. Like, play alt shot in the afternoon. Let's get some more people watching alternate shot. Like, that's when there's more viewership, and I think it's such a
Yeah,
cool part of the game. Like,
it's
why just wh
real team
right?
golf. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And people don't understand what alternate shot is either. That's new to a lot of people there, even new to the game or have been watching the game a good bit but don't really play much. You don't play that format very often, and to bring that in to play on national TV from 1 PM till 6:30 would be pretty cool, I think.
Well, you talk or you roll your eyes at growing the game, but it's hard to get any local clubs to even like invest in an alt shot tournament or like your best ball, like doing one day of alt shot or even the two-man scrambles that are taking over every damn club, like one day of alt shot or something, and one day is a two-man scramble. I think that would help normalize it. Like if you made it the marquee Saturday event of, oh yeah, well, alt shots, real team golf, and it's fun and it's exciting. Like that actually is a great idea. I have some terrible ideas that aren't well thought out. Of like, do you even like on the Friday alt shot? Like, can you get like four guys, like 4v4? Like just do like literally alt shot, like every shot on a I know par threes wouldn't work out that way, but like get more guys involved. Like make it be wild as hell on that first day. And then like maybe I don't know. You see how much it means to these guys, and I'm not. Yeah, and also I'm not railing on Team USA's performance. By the way,
Mm,
like I really think I, I think that part of it's kind of crazy. Like how much time I'm sure every podcast you listen to, let us head, is going to be talking about Keegan and the data and the strategy and the this and the that. And it's like, I don't buy any of it. I'm a data guy, and even in data golf, I think it's bullshit. I think it's these Ryder Cup. You got 24 of the top 35, 40 golfers in the world playing a format of golf where those margins are already going to be narrow because it's match play. There's going to be more randomness to it, anyways. You're literally talking coin flip, guys. 55-45 is what these outcomes will be. So we overreact, I think, to it. Maybe like anything else, I think it's maybe like a really bad leader, a bad captain can do terrible stuff. And I know people are going to nitpick Morikawa going back out with Harris, but look, guys, like when it comes down to it, you're talking about two of the top 20 golfers in the world that have an ego, and it's like they want it. Yeah, go get it, guys. And it didn't work out. But guess what? For every time it doesn't work out, it does work out. Like I don't know. I think going into this, Europe clearly had a better 12-man team, no matter what was going to happen. Think of like the year Rose just had, the last 18 months of Rose, the last year that Tommy just had. You have Rom that started playing really good the back end of Live. You have Rory that had his season. Like they are so like when Hovland is your weak link, like versus us throwing out rookies and poofers of the ball. I mean, what do you expect? 18 is a great example with I text you guys with Henley. I said, it's great that you're an accurate driver of the golf ball, but it's good on a narrow tee shot on the 18th hole. What's better than being accurate is being able to fly the bunker. So like you could have been as inaccurate as you wanted if you could carry those bunkers. So I don't know, man. I just think some of the strategy, certainly once you have a team, the pairings matter, but I think all the lead up to it for 2 years, it's fucking bullshit, man. Even Europe, like their model of, oh, the Molinaris, they've cracked the code and they know the fade pin and the this pin. I'm like, okay, maybe that helps you set up the course, but that's a whole nother thing too. Like setting up the course just because you got a cutter of the golf ball or something, that seems pretty lame too. But I think that's the kind of format refresh that stuff they should do, like independent course setups, a little bit more like roll the ball out on the blacktop and let's go, boys. But I don't know.
I agree with you, man. There's no reason to rail on the US team for this. The European team was just so much more talented, especially 4 through 12. Um, and you running it back after 2 years ago, this could be one of the better European teams ever.
Of
They've
all
got
time,
some
yeah, for
really
sure.
good talent. Yeah, I mean, Tommy Fleetwood is an incredible golfer, and he was their number 4. Is that right? I
Mhm.
mean, Justin Rose played his dick off as always in a Ryder Cup, and he's playing great golf. It is just a very good team. Hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we go alt shot as the second set of alt shot? The captains get to pick the opposing team's groupings. How
Yeah.
sick would that be?
Yeah, I think that kind of stuff. I don't. Yeah, they need to make a bigger deal over that kind of stuff in general, like how they announce. Yeah, I kind of wish it wouldn't be like I'm roll. I wish you could like be televised in between and like okay, we're rolling out team X and Y. And it's like okay, well we're snake drafting it. We're going here, coming back with here, and like I think that would be there's too much control. Like there needs to be more randomness to it to make it fun. I don't know. Instead of just being like, oh well, here's the announcement for the afternoon pairings, and it's like, man, I don't know. It's whatever. But yeah, I have data golf pulled up here, and he said, I mean, Tommy, like before the Sunday singles, it was crazy. Like there was like I think it was like Bryson, and Bryson and Scotty were strokes gained, like they were like +2 to +3. but Europe had like 6 guys that were +4 to +6 strokes gained. But yeah, Fleetwood still, even losing today, man, that's why winning and losing is also bullshit too. Like Sam Burns it was competitive in his matches, and he was -6 strokes gained for the week. So he was DFL for Team USA. So it just there's too much randomness when it comes to like who you're playing against. I heard them citing it throughout somebody they were like even through like the 14th hole, and the other match a team's 9 under and they're down 1. So it's like you just put too much stock on the outcome. All right.
You're
Anything
right.
else on
Going
the
into Sunday
format?
singles, Data Golf said,
Yeah.
I believe there were 10 guys who were positive strokes gained going into Sunday, and 7 of them were European players,
Yeah.
and 2 of the US players were the last 2 that got in they were positive. They were, like,
Yeah.
plus 0.24, and I think it
Yeah.
was JJ and, Scotty.
JJ actually played really solid for, yeah, and
Mhm.
that wasn't a surprise to me, not because, oh, he won that, he's a stone cold killer. I mean, he's got a little bit more pop in the bat than like Henley, and it just seemed like I don't know. He seemed like he wouldn't shy down from the moment. He did good. And even Scotty, man, like okay, he's 1-4. That's tough, but it also goes to show you like maybe, just maybe, your PGA Tour week to week performance where you have like we said, like, oh, Russell's the best putter, or Burns is the best putter, and Russell's this great putter and iron player, and he's so accurate off the tee. But it's like you're talking about like a year's worth of data across 4 stroke play tournaments, versus a level of pressure and intensity that most of these guys have never experienced before. And like it doesn't matter. Like it's every shot. And it's yeah, that's why I say that the guys that make these teams because they're accurate, it rarely works out in that team's favor because when you're nervous, accuracy goes down the window. When you're nervous, they can still carry it the same distance. They're just gonna hit it off the map occasionally.
Yeah, that's
Um,
why I go back to, like, our pre-Ryder Cup pod and saying that we really should have had either 1 or 2 of, like, a Spieth, a Brooks, even a freaking DJ who's washed. Like, but having those guys that have done it on the big stage, it
yeah,
just makes such a big difference no matter what the performance coming in. Like,
yeah.
100%. You don't think Brooks could go out there and Sunday singles and beat one of our 6 through 12 guys or even 4 through 12 guys?
Yeah, I mean, he'd be able to. Yeah, yes. I mean, I get it. He
He
didn't
could go
earn it,
big
but
dig one of them easily.
yes, yeah, for sure. And that's actually a good segue into the next talking point of I think this again solidified to me that to piss everyone off equally, live and PGA Tour fans, all golf post fracture has a big asterisk on it for me. Um, Majors don't, Ryder Cups don't, but all of your individual accolades, like even Scotty, I know Scotty is the last 2-3 years he's played the best golf of anybody since Tiger Woods. I'm not pushing back on that, but it's still all an asterisk. Like until you are in the grind with like John Rahm is peaking for 6 months and pushing you, Bryson's peaking for 6 months and pushing you, and vice versa for those guys. Um, I just it's really hard to care about anything that anybody does. Like, okay, you want a players. Okay, well, you're missing 25 of the best players in the world in the field. And odds are 10 of them were going to play good. 5 of them were going to play exceptionally good. 1 or 2 of them are going to compete and push you. So I don't know. I just a big asterisk in the world of golf for me.
Hey, until Phil and Grant are allowed to play in the Zurich Classic, I'm out. I agree. Nothing else matters.
You're damn right. Um, all right. Something nice about Bethpage. Can I put you on the spot? Can you think of something nice to say about it?
Absolutely. It is an
Mhm.
absolutely beautiful golf course, like really well maintained. But how many courses can we say that about? And that's all I
Yeah.
got.
Yeah. I guess one thing I'd say yes, as a public municipal price controlled golf experience, like, yeah, cool. Like you can play a really good golf course with a lot of golf history for an affordable price. That's awesome. We always support, 90% of what we talk about is public golf anyways. I would say the greens, if I'm being they're actually a little more interesting than I gave them credit for. I think overall they kind of play a little flat, and I think what penalizes those greens is the parts that are interesting. What happens? The runoffs they do have run into just the thick greenside rough, and so you kind of nerf any of those false front slopes it does have. But there's some cool shelves that are pretty hard to get anything back to. So I think that that if I was being positive from a golf nerd perspective, the greens are fairly interesting. So that's
That
my
was a good
good
try.
take. It was a good
I
try.
think good job.
And speaking of bad jobs, like I just did, bad announcing, man. Like I had multiple people, like my brother, he's a very casual golf fan, and he texts me, he's like, dude, golf needs a complete refresh. This announcing is dog shit. And I kind of had two examples. One, Nick Faldo, when they had him, he was going on some rant about, Bethpage is this brutal test. It averaged 2.7 birdies the last time it was the PGA Championship was there, right? Was the PGA Championship, right? It wasn't the US Open. But whatever, it was the last time a major was there, 2.7 versus the PGA Tour average of 4.7 birdies. And it was at the time when Rose had like 9 birdies through 15 holes. He's like, so what these guys are doing to get today is statistically impossible. And I'm like, dude, you're comparing Bethpage set up for a major championship with a foot of rough versus this golf course with a one cut, a fade, a one faded to a three at best, with the softest greens in the world. Like, yeah, where these guys are literally ripping 8 and 9 irons back. Like, it's just a very, I know, like, it's just sometimes when they say these comments, I'm like, are you dumb? Or are you just saying it because you have to fill in space and somebody your data guy passed you a note and you just had to try to get something out there. But between that and like I've said it from the beginning, I'd love to talk to Brad Faxon. He's a fascinating golf mind to me. He is so fucking bad on broadcast. Like it's dull at best, but it's they got to have a complete refresh of how they broadcast golf. And it's like, what do you do? I don't want them to do live golf to where it's like people who can't articulate a thought and it's very slapsticky, but there's gotta be something in between.
Hey, man, Faxon's comments today felt like my dad's Facebook post if he were on it. It's like you question it, and
Yeah.
then you go take a look, and you reach back out to them, and you're like, "Hey, hold on a second. Can you make some adjustments moving forward?" Like, that was not very good, and I'm
Yeah.
embarrassed. I was embarrassed for them, but you know what? I don't know if I don't know, man. I don't know if they got bored with the entire event and they were just reaching and searching because it kind of felt that way. But you're
Yeah.
right on the Faldo comment. Like, what do you expect, man? Like, this place is so soft. Of course they're making birdies. The tees are not placed in the same place. The rough is in a
Yep.
different place. Like, how many
Yeah.
birdies did Henley have today? 8?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, again, it's just not even close. It's a apples to oranges at best comparison. And not to mention, like, so this is the marquee event. Okay, PGA of America, you own this. First of all, you're putting the first whatever, you're putting on USA. The first day, all of the audio, like they would hit the ball and you would hear the ball get hit like 6 seconds later. Tracers are jacked up. You're just getting dead air time. When they had 3 groups on both Friday and Saturday, we're missing shots already. I know people complained about missing shots. That's not new, but it's just inexcusable. Like this is your time to like no expense can be spared, right? Like this has to be the most unique event covered that you could. And I don't know. Like I was even thinking about like the US Am, which has an extremely small budget, but they had like really unique camera angles and drone flyovers and all these kind of things that were not over the top. They were additive. Like they didn't just rely on tracer technology the whole time. Um, and it helped really narrate the story. Like that's another, it's partly Bethpage. Like so much of that golf course just ran together. I couldn't like every hole like looks the
It
exact
was all the
same.
same. It was
Yeah.
all the same. And so I was listening to the No Laying Up happy hour on Friday evening. Um, and Max came on and he was just dogging the coverage, which made
Mm.
me very happy. Like, it made my heart just, like, warm. There's so many people that are watching an event like this, and surely there's gotta be changes coming. I mean, everybody's putting their eyes on this, and it's different than an event that's just a normal tour event or a major championship where
Right.
all these guys are out there playing. All these guys are at home, and they're watching it, and they're probably embarrassed of the product.
Yeah. It's and I go back to, you said, like, you have people texting you asking you certain questions, and my brother is complaining about the broadcast, my wife's asking about the audio and the envelopes, and I'm like, these aren't the questions you want, like, the average consumer or the casual fan asking. Like, it should be, this is the coolest event. And look, yes, Americans made a run on Sunday, and that's going to save the day probably with some rating. It's probably going to save, some people's short-term memories. They're going to forget about the first 2 days of issues, but it's inexcusable. I just don't get it. Like, I understand it's complicated to pull off. I just go to, like, it's inexcusable. There's no way you can have any of that stuff happen. Oh, and the funniest thing, this Jenna, my wife Jenna, we were cracking up. So towards the end of singles, they go, oh, this last hour was brought to you commercial free, because thanks to Rolex. Okay, cool. We're not going to hate. An hour of commercial free during the peak time is good. And then they cut to a 2-minute commercial about Rolex and the Ryder Cup. And I'm like, what the? Why are you running a commercial right now in the peak? It wasn't even over. It was like when matches were getting to 16, 17, and 18. You're running a commercial about the event that everyone is tuned in to watch. Like, we get it. And I just don't understand. I don't fucking get it. I never will. Um, Almost don't get it as much as, like why we can't kill apparel for this. And you heard our intro teaser. We talked about our hats. So probably need to add this back in. I'll probably record it at the end and add it to the beginning. But head on over to pleaseletusgolf.com so you can check out Please Let Us Golf. The shop stuff is flying off the shelves. I mean that sincerely. We're doing our best to keep up with demand, with being fiscally responsible still, but we appreciate it. Much more to come in the next few weeks on that. But hats, right? So the Euro hats, I don't even get it. So they went all dad hats all week. If you want to go dad hat 3 days in a row, that's your prerogative. But dude, they looked like the $4 wholesale hats with really average embroidery, like the patch embroidery, but it's like the Ryder Cup logo. I don't. It was very, very odd to me. And then USA, they've just never figured out how to make their outfits look cool. It's got to say USA, and it's got to be big on the leg. Like, we get it, man, but you get red, white, and blue to, like, fuck around with. Like, there's got to be something better than this.
You could almost see the elastic band on the, Euro hat. It was awful, like, tightening along the sides right above the ears. It's a
Yeah,
bad look. Oh, and the zipper on Friday for the US, not everybody's Xander. Like, what are we
yeah,
doing?
yeah,
That's a weird look. I don't
yeah,
get it. Don't maybe give the guys an option, like, "Hey, look, you can have a zipper if you'd like, but also here's a 3-button
yeah,
pullover, okay?"
yeah. I just don't understand why it's been so complicated to, like, make it. And then you got, like, the only note I had on specifically of an individual was JT's shoes. I get it. JT's all in on this event, and he's fired up, and I love watching him. But the overtly patriotic FootJoys, I'm sorry, I'm so out on it, man. Like, it's America. It's American as America gets. Like, let me have the flag on my shoes because I care more than anybody. I'm like, or you could just have some kind of, like, more subtle way of doing it. Like, if you want to go Billy Ho on us and, like, have a red shoe, you want to do one red, one white, but, like, just, I don't know, the
Or
full
navy
American.
blue with a
uh,
red toe, that's
Yeah,
fine, okay?
it'd be fine, anything. But we got to fix the overall fits. I don't get it. Maybe it's the polo sponsorship. I don't know what it is.
JT always does that, though.
I
He's
know.
very loud with his outfits. He's got the salmon pants sometimes he's rocking on
Yeah,
tour. I mean, he likes to dress. He's not with Polo anymore, but it feels like he is.
yeah,
We've gotta find a better did we go beat Dratty in, 2 years ago?
yeah. I don't know. I don't. Maybe,
Who's
maybe we did.
who made it this year?
I thought it was Ralph Lauren.
Is it? So they went back. So they did go to
Yeah.
Beach Ratty 2 years ago. They went back to Ralph
What do
Lauren.
you think? What do you think that process is like? You think they're just taking bids? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
why don't they just say like, "Hey, this is how much it costs. Y'all give us proposals, and like we're gonna choose the coolest one." But I don't know. Whatever. Can only bring the horse to water. You can't make him drink.
Right. I mean,
Um,
Keegan could have had, everybody in Jordans out there.
I know.
He should have
How
been
sick would
choosing
that have
that
been?
too.
Dude, like a red, white, and blue Jordan makes sense. A logo, like you can have his body's red, maybe, the ball's blue or white or vice versa. Like you could do endless stuff. Yeah, but whatever. No more free good ideas for the PGA of America. So speaking of good ideas, caddies, bad ideas. I don't like them being involved. Not that I know there was the blow up on Saturday, and that should be avoidable too. Caddies should have no role in the Ryder Cup. Other than literally carrying the bag. Like, I don't think they should these guys should just have fucking rangefinders and get their own numbers.
Agreed.
It's match play. I don't definitely on the greens. At a minimum, only the two players should be able to read greens. I mean, straight up. And in singles, just you. I don't, and I think for the most part, I did see the players kind of take most of that on themselves, but some guys bringing their caddies in and caddies are walking through. I don't know, man. This isn't about them. Like we can have one event for pros to make it feel like amateur golf again.
Completely agree. I couldn't agree more, man. Like they should never be allowed to read a putt. I might would be okay with moving to singles, allowing the caddy to come back into play. But when you have a teammate, that's what you're there for. Like it just leans into the whole experience. But somebody, I
Mhm.
think it was Saturday morning,
How sick would it be
Cantlay
these
was
guys carry their
playing.
own bags though, dude? Just
Oh
they
man, it
got
would be
and
so cool.
they just went out there and golf. Like it would be the coolest event ever.
They just gave them, ping looper bags with
Yeah.
USA on the side, and they got to go hump it.
I know. Yeah, well, but I can't have all my brand endorsements on my small bag. No,
But
it's
Saturday, I can't remember who Cantlay was playing with on Saturday morning. Somebody had him come over and read the putt for him. I was like, hell yeah. I mean, move along, caddy. Let me get the other pro in here to read this putt.
yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, one I don't even know if I want to say this because it's gonna come off as probably sexist. All right, the wives, the spouses of the players, they're kind of it's not just the Ryder Cup, it's getting a little out of hand. I understand you're a person too. You can do your own influencing, you can be an interesting, but like maybe just the whole TikTok dance. I know you're not trying to be negative, but it comes off as almost like, look at how great my life is. Like, oh my God, my merch haul of $50,000 worth of stuff at the Masters. And now it's like, oh, we're in New York City and it's me and the 12 blondes who of which like I don't even know who half these people are. And we're doing the TikTok dance. And it's like, I don't know, like I probably sound like a piece of shit. So I'm not even comfortable. But I was like, asked my wife, I was like, what's going on with this? And she kind of hedged a little bit. Like I think she actually agreed with me, but didn't want me to like she's gonna ride for the women on this one. But it's just makes me uncomfortable. I don't know. It's like just this sounds fucking I can't believe it.
Crossing
Because we
your
have some
arms right now.
I'm nervous because we have girls that listen to this podcast, but you want to be like, all these girls are moms. Like, what's your
No, it's
what
okay.
are the
This
kids?
isn't
What are the
Bravo
kids
reality
do?
TV out here for the Ryder Cup, man. It's
That's
like
what it
nobody really
turns
needs
into.
team dinner outfit reveals.
Yeah.
Just let's and there's too much coverage after the golf too, probably, and that's probably
Yeah.
part of it. I mean, this thing's already 12 hours long during the
y-
day. Like, what other
Yeah.
event is 12 hours long 3 days in a row?
Yeah.
And people are just too involved.
Yeah. I
Get
just
them, get it out
I
of here. Just kind of try to find a way to just cut it off.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a symptom of deeper issues. I mean, here we are talking into mics in the middle of a night when we just put our kids down. So, but who are we to
Good
say?
point.
Ryder Cup app. Ryder Cup app is terrible. That's my whole take of that's another thing. Like the app sucks. It's inexcusable. I don't get it.
I use the browser instead.
Yeah, you get on the full computer and use the browser. They've optimized for 2013 and 14 viewership experiences. So it's like, man, the government might own that one.
Well,
Yeah, I don't.
Faldo and Faxon probably the ones that pitched that
Yeah, definitely. This would be great. Envelope gate. Envelope gate. Are you an envelope guy or an envelope guy?
envelope.
Yeah, I think I am too. Envelope gate. So it's funny when golf always has dumb rules. This one definitely, I don't even like the fact that today had a chance of it being 14-14, and there's just a tie and the winner retains the cup. Like, there's no need to have ties in any golf event because you could do anything. Like, the cool, imagine there's a tie. Captains, choose your player. We are going to a sudden death. Like, the greatest
God,
opportunity,
that'd be incredible.
the fucking coolest thing ever. Like, just absolute. And I get it. Like, it'd be, if you're the player that doesn't win that, it's probably the most heartbreaking thing that's ever happened. But it would still, I mean, it's an entertainment product first and foremost. Okay, but envelope gate. So this rule is before Sunday singles. Correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding of it is the captains put a name of a player in an envelope. And if that player gets hurt for whatever reason and has to withdraw, I guess before the Sunday singles matches, that player or the players in the envelope will be pulled and they will be halved. Like, even if they weren't playing against each other, those names are in an envelope. It's got to be pre-coordinated shit with the captains, right? Because like this year, Harris's name was in the envelope and he happened to be the matchup with Victor. So they knew Victor was hurt. They're putting Harris against him because Harris was like DFL in strokes gain. And then Victor withdraws and Harris's name is in it, right? Like, you wouldn't, like, if you know Victor's hurt, you're not going to put Scotty Scheffler's name in there. That would make, I guess you would never do that. But this whole thing was just weird. Like, again, like, how would any other sport handle this? Like, some people said you should just forfeit the point. I don't think that's the answer. Um, but Harris not being allowed to play today is pretty lame. Can you not just have an alt for each team?
Yeah, you've got to. They carry 15 people as like vice captains anyway.
Yeah.
Like, why not have one of them as an alt? That makes
Yeah.
that's the easiest answer.
You have a vice
And
captain that is a named alt. That would make the most
yeah,
sense.
yeah, and Keegan would have named himself.
That would be that would be sick, dude, if he came in
That would have been
there.
pretty electric. Came
Mm.
in with a Jordan zone.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe if you're the team, not, I guess if you looked at it from the perspective objectively, so if you're USA and Victor's hurt, um, well, no, I mean, it's like, okay, I'm going to get a half a point. Maybe the other team gets the election. Like, do you want the half a point or do you want the alt to come play? And it's like, well, if the alt hasn't played golf out here all week, like, yeah, I'd roll the dice and I'd want to go for the point, right? I think you would do that every time.
Yeah, but you gotta take that answer away from them. You gotta make it more of a viewing experience,
Right.
and it's gotta be an event, so you've
You can't,
gotta force them to use the alt.
yeah. You can't have a team be like up and be like, oh, I'm just hedging. I'd rather just take my half point. Yeah.
Agreed, because if you're Europe, like today, they just take the half point. Like, why wouldn't they?
Who'd have been the alt for Europe?
For Europe, Nikolai?
Oh, yeah, he would have just rolled right in. They
Probably.
already got
Yeah,
him. Yeah, them. I don't know who else is
or
what is
Molinari.
Mal dude, that Eduardo.
Edward Dodo,
Yeah,
or
dude.
is Francesco's there too?
Yeah, all of them, dude. Yeah, that'd be good. Or Luke Donald could have rolled in. You know, he's hitting at 245. Bethpage, I'm sure, would have boded well. So, all right, man. Well, you know, I whatever. The Ryder Cup is still. It's just not what it used to be for me, and I hate that. Um, I think there's just too much that it's, again, to me, it's like data golf, optimization, Monday morning quarterback, over analyzing every pairing. I don't know. I just, something about it doesn't make a lot of sense to me anymore. Maybe this thing needs to be blown up and it needs to be an international event. I mean, we said that with the President's Cup, but like maybe that would ruin the Ryder Cup. But imagine if you had like international team, Europe team, Team USA, some kind of round robin 4-day event that went on where people are playing each other from the different. That would be, to me, beyond sick. You fucking could do an alt shot with 6 guys and from international team this. I think that's you eventually need an event with all of them in it. That would be pretty cool to me. Maybe not a
Yeah,
Ryder Cup replace.
I think a few things. I think we just had a bad year. Okay. Hey, but
Mhm.
good news. In 4 years, we're going to Hazeltine, baby.
Dude, I know
Pack
there's
your
so many
bags.
things. Fuck the Ryder Cup. How about that? Like seriously, dude, the PGA of America fucking needs to go. Like they suck. Look at where they're bringing your PGA championships. You're in the United States. You could choose anywhere, and I understand like there's logistical challenges because you got to have the big build out and all that. But I don't care, man. The venue matters, and like I mean, you'd have been better off going to Whistling Straits 3 times in a row than you would Bethpage. And then Hazeltine? What are we even talking about? It makes no sense whatsoever. Just I just I don't get it, man.
I think a lot of the negativity around this Ryder Cup stems from the golf course and the conditions. And
Yeah.
I think you put this event even this weekend at Whistling Straits and it's 3x.
Yeah. Or Pebble Beach or like
Oh,
anywhere. It
Chambers
needs a
Bay. Y'all said it this weekend.
Chambers
Chambers Bay would be great for
Chambers Bay
this.
would be an amazing Ryder Cup. I mean, again, I understand there's challenges, but the challenges all go back to because you can't fit enough corporate sponsors in there. It's like, sorry, like, I don't know. Like, do you want what's your North Star?
Okay, we'll take it to LACC. It's proven that
Anyway.
they can handle the corporate sponsorships, and it's
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
incredible golf course. It'd be so much fun to watch that.
I
You've got
know.
drivable par fours that come into play. Like this course sucked. There was
Yeah.
nothing.
I mean, for match play, it doesn't make any sense. It's not a good match play course. It's just simply nothing about it was interesting in terms of match play. So okay, we've already done this. But all right, let us head. So that is a official Ryder Cup reaction crash course pod. Hey, we got a lot of stuff coming up. I don't want to just tease out, but got some heavy hitter guests coming up. We got some travel debrief pods coming up. We have some interesting outside of the box stuff coming up. We got a course. I'm not going to spoil it all. I'm just going to tease it. But we got invited out to a club, and they have an amazing social media presence, doing some crazy cool stuff on the agronomy side. So we're going to actually go play the course and kind of do a mini course review, but also do an agronomy deep dive with those folks. So like we're mixing it up, baby. It's fun times. Fun times to be a lettuce head. Jewel, anything else for the lettuce heads before we go?
Envelope gate equals golf's weakest drama. Great weekend, baby.
Great weekend. All right, lettuce heads. We will see you next week. And as always, stay plugged. Peace.
Peace.